Let friends in your social network know what you are reading about President Franklin D. Roosevelt successfully branded Hoover as heartless and aloof. Joe Biden should do the same to Trump in the 2020 campaign. A link has been sent to your friend's email address. A link has been posted to your Facebook feed. At a recent White House event, as small business owners poured out their anguish about the economic devastation of the coronavirus shutdown, President Donald Trump made his boredom plain. He scrolled through his phone and posted on Twitter about an unrelated controversy. Yet this was just a particularly obvious display of Trump's lack of concern for the travails of his constituents. The president has shown almost no compassion for, or interest in, the over 125,000 Americans who have died from COVID-19 or the 21 million newly unemployed. And he all but ignored the pain and anger of millions protesting in nearly every American city against systemic racism and police violence. This extreme lack of empathy, combined with his fumbling and erratic response to a cascading series of crises, has made it easy for Joe Biden to tag Trump with the label that Franklin Roosevelt, running in a similar moment of economic disaster, so deftly applied to Herbert Hoover, the man who doesn't care. In the 1932 race, President Hoover should have been a much tougher target for this attack. After all, Hoover had risen to fame on his nearly miraculous works of charitable logistics. Hoover helped America feed Belgium and northern France during the German occupation of World War I, saving 9 million people from starvation. Throughout the U.S. involvement in the war, he led the efforts to keep food flowing to those desperately in need. By 1922, Hoover, a strong anti-Bolshevik, nevertheless was helping to feed 18 million Russians. Later, author Maxim Gorky wrote to Hoover, "In all the history of human suffering, I know of no accomplishment which in terms of magnitude and generosity can be compared to the relief that you have actually accomplished." Combo photo of President Donald Trump and former President Herbert Hoover. Photo, AP. Yet despite Hoover's incredible philanthropic record, Roosevelt's campaign was able to paint the president as heartless, aloof from the misery all around him, and unequal to the task of rescuing the nation from the Great Depression. Hoover himself opened the door to this charge. He acted callously, sending the army to violently disperse Great War veterans camping out in Washington and demanding their bonus payments. He was paranoid, railing about conspiracy theories and pushing the Senate to investigate Wall Street firms for intentionally driving down the stock market in an effort to hurt him politically. And he was willfully blind, refusing to believe his own experts about the scale of the economic devastation.